Happy St. Patrick's Day! Welcome to the Plastics Podcast.
We're just two gorgeous, gorgeous girls.
Talking about life from our point of view.
Okay, let's just keep it real. There's an elephant on my face, okay? And I got my lips done, okay? So if you're watching this, sorry.
Okay, so Samantha, I know you're feeling, it's an adjustment to having new lips, but let me tell you something. I am very pro plastic surgery. I'm pro filler. I'm pro
I can't even laugh.
Altering your body. It's like rearranging your house. Let me tell you, putting on makeup, in my opinion, is like painting your walls. Changing your clothes is like rearranging your furniture. Getting lips.
If you don't like it, sorry, too bad.
It's
okay, that's your problem.
It's like basically you're renovating your home, as in you're getting like new Italian marble in your bathroom. So,
listen, as you get older, things start to sag, things start to fade, and you want to feel good about yourself. I'm all about do what makes you feel good. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. Did I know I was going to swell up and bruise like a mother? No, I did not. But here we are.
I love your lips. Like, I honestly, I want them done, and I actually did a lady's hair last week, and she does filler for a living, and she went to, I think, Sweden. Or Switzerland. She went to Switzerland to get her certification.
Oh.
And she told me, I said, listen, I have big lips already, but when I smile, my top lip disappears. So it's like.
That was another thing.
Hate.
Yep.
I don't like that. But also, too, I like your profile.
They're so big.
It's just like a little poof. It's just a little poof.
So they said 10 days and it should be completely like non-swelling. Look, we'll see. So if you're watching this next week, come back, check it out.
Okay, so I want to start putting money on this because I really think that next week when we come back and be like, man, I miss my lips.
Okay.
Because that is where I'm going to put
my. It feels so weird like right now.
If I was a betting man, I'd be putting money on that. Okay.
So you like them though?
I love them. I think they look so good. It's like literally giving me lip envy. I want mine done like tomorrow. Now.
Do you want to kiss them?
Come here! Get out here right now! So, what were we talking about? Oh, sorry. So we're talking about lips. So I had a lip flip done once.
Oh, I did too.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I liked it. I just didn't realize you couldn't drink out of a straw.
Yep. I think I told you the story once. So one time I was at work, right? And I was getting all like twisted and sideways. Like I wasn't like fighting with anybody, but sometimes I like to be dramatic about making a point. So I was talking to somebody and holding my Starbucks because I felt like I was someone else with my big old lip flip. And so you can't drink.
That's how I feel right now.
Like you feel like you're someone else.
I'm someone else.
So you can't.
Starbucks sponsor me now. Okay.
So you can't drink out of the middle of your mouth. Like you have to like kind of drink out of the side.
Oh yeah, you do. For real.
So I was going off about something and I said, yeah, and blah, 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 blah. And I went to grab my straw and like coffee just dribbled down the front of me. And I'm like, wow, everybody's afraid of me now.
They should let you know that before you leave because I didn't know that either.
Oh, I did know that.
You did?
Yeah, the doctor told me. Yeah, she goes, I just want to warn you, you can't drink out of a straw for a few weeks. Oh, no, I don't.
But I did like it. I thought the way it looked was good. And yesterday, when I got them done, they were like, do you want to do the lip flip again? And I was like, I'm good. I think it's going to be too much, but we'll see. Next week, when I come back and it's
settled down. See, lip flips are great. It's just like 6 cc's of Botox. You just kiss the needle like, mwah.
Now, I will say this. We talked about this last week about the embarrassing things. Or have you ever, okay, you know, you do hair, but have you ever gotten your hair done and then you're like, yeah, I like it. Like, it's good. And you just, like, want to run out and cry. So when they started to do it, I was like, what the actual fuck? Like, this is so painful. I had tears coming out of my eyes. She gave me one of those little stress balls. So I was squishing it. And she's like, are you okay? She's like, are you okay? Yeah. Are you in any pain? No. No pain. And at my head, I'm like, just tell her to fucking stop. Just stop it right here.
But girl, could you imagine? You would look like you went to the dentist for 6 months.
It was painful.
Yeah?
I just, beauty is pain.
It is, but they look so good, and I'm so envious. Like, I think that I would, like, go down this, like, rabbit hole of, like, getting lips. Then I need teeth. Then I need Botox. Then I need a BBL. Then I need lipo. And I'm like, well, I mean, I want all this stuff. I'm not going to say I need it because I'm like cute and gorgeous anyways.
Oh my God, you are.
But I will say, I would love a good BBL and get a big old fat ass. You know what I mean?
I mean, I wouldn't mind them sucking it from places, but then I don't want them to put too much back there.
I have a friend. So I do have a friend who she is not big by any means. She's very small, but she's going, and I'm not going to tell anybody where she's going because she's actually going to a different country other than the U.S., but it's a country that they're actually well known for doing an amazing job in plastic surgery. But she was telling me what they're going to do is they're going to do a little bit of lipo, basically like in her lower back, and then basically just push the fat down to the top of her butt. Because, like, if you think about gravity.
Yeah.
Like,
it starts to fall, and it's saggy a little.
Exactly. So it's like if you were to basically have fat sucked out of you and then put in on the underneath of them cheeks, gravity's going to take hold and basically you're going to have a soggy diaper butt.
Listen, I feel like there's so many people that give it like a bad name, plastic surgery, though, because they go too far, too much. And then everyone thinks like that's what they're going to look like. But what you're saying is realistic. Like you do lose some life in your body and fill and, you know, it gets a little saggy. And if you do it the right way, little tweaks, I think it's perfectly fine, and it looks so good.
Absolutely. Like, I'm going to be, like, when I'm in my 80s, honey, I'm going to get a facelift.
Oh, my gosh. I'm going to 40s. Okay?
Mama's
coming for you.
I want them to just chop me up, baby, stretch that shit tight as a drum. And then
like, if you do it little bits at a time, chop me up!
Exactly.
Chop me up right now.
Exactly. And, like, when I'm hanging out with my gals at the Red Hat Society, like, old shit playing, like, what do they play? Not euchre, bridge. In the nursing home, and I'm flexing.
Dude,
flexing.
All the guys gonna want me.
Yep.
They getting that erectile dysfunction medicine.
Yep.
I'll be pushed around in the wheelchair.
And be like, that movie Drop Dead Gorgeous. Sorry, I hate you. I got excited. Don't touch me.
It's fine. It's only been like 4 or 5 minutes, and I've already tried to make out with you. You've hit me. It's coffee. It's coffee. Starbucks, you want to sponsor us now? Fine.
But you know what it is? I think it's because, like, so I'm just going to be honest with everybody because, like, we're not, like, robot people. Samantha and I, we're having a day. We were having a day. Like, I rolled up to the house. I was 2 seconds from crying. Samantha gets out of the car, 2 seconds from crying. I'm like,
I'm so tired.
Yep. And I was like, you know what? Maybe today's podcast is just going to be us crying on TV. Not on TV, but, like, crying on camera, crying on the podcast. Yeah. But I don't know what it is. It's like all of a sudden we both like, it's like we popped a Molly and all the serotonin's in our heads. It's just a boom.
And then she was like, this is why it works. And it's true.
It is.
We can never find another.
I know. I can never find another. That's not a song I just made it up. So.
I have songs in my head too. When I first sat down, I was like, I'm the realist. But I'm not, you know? And I was like, look at my lips.
You know what the one is that's been stuck in my head? I'm just thinking with my dick.
Oh yeah, the guy.
That shit dumb. No.
Did you? I like went down the rabbit hole to find the guy.
Yeah, who was that?
Did you see him?
The old guy. He was like
the guy with the glasses,
and he's like holding like a yeti, and he's like, I'm just thinking with my dick.
So they all said he was. You know how some people say guys will like trick you with their hat or whatever, and then they take the hat off and you're like, ooh. Well, they said he was like tricking everybody with his glasses because he took his glasses off and they were like, oh, no.
Was he cute?
No.
Aww.
I know.
He was just like giving me like dad vibes, kind of like it's like, you know, he's a dad. He's got a couple of kids, but he used to be like a frat daddy, and he's still living
his best life, you know?
And he used to like,
he's got it in him somewhere, you know?
Yeah. It's like he was that guy.
I like it.
Yeah. He
letting loose.
Throw ragers in the house. Like, have you ever seen like those videos of people that they'll have these like house parties and like the floor is so damp from people just dropping beer, probably pissing on the ground, and all these kids are like ramming around in these old college houses and it falls through to the basement. That was his house. Yep. You flip his love seat over.
And now he's like, where am I at in life? But then there's, you know, this parade that comes by and he's like, yeah.
But guess what? I'm going to go home and mow the grass and my newbies, my New Balances.
Yeah, exactly.
That's him.
Deep down, he's so cool.
Yeah, but that was the song that was stuck in my head last night. And I was just like,
I want to meet him.
Should we try to?
If you're out there, come to us.
Should we try to find him?
We'll find him.
Should we?
We will.
I will find him on the Plastics Instagram and DM him. He's probably like a celebrity now. He
definitely is.
He's going to go do Coachella. Like that Mason Ramsey kid. And I don't know what to do. That one? You know that kid?
No.
The kid he was singing in Walmart and then he went to Coachella.
What?
Yes, girl. Well, Mason Ramsey, you want to talk about a little... There are a few people in this world that I genuinely feel like need to be protected. They are like the purest of the pure. Mason Ramsey is one of them. Just a pure little guy.
Okay, there's another person I gotta look up.
Mason, oh, so stinking cute.
So let's get into a couple of this like surface news stuff we wanted to talk about. You have something that I didn't let her really discuss it too much with me because I didn't know about it, and I want, to be able to ask questions on here. So
okay, yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I'm sure I don't know if a lot of people know about this and who listen to us. Some do, which is pretty cool. But so right now, David Dobrik is under a lot of fire because basically his career is taking a plummet.
Okay, I don't know who he is, so you have to explain.
Okay, so David Dobrik, he started on Vine, and he basically blew up on Vine, and then when Vine died, he transitioned to YouTube, and he of course had a huge following from that, and I think the last time I looked, it was like 17 million followers on YouTube. So this kid is like in his early 20s, he's 23 years old, he has a ton of money, and...
From doing this.
Yeah, from just doing YouTube and having brand deals and stuff. And his videos would get like 20 million views on YouTube. And so his vlogs, so basically he would film constantly and he would post these vlogs that were 4 minutes and 20 seconds, 420, right?
Okay.
So I remember I had someone who was telling me about this and I was like, okay, so this is interesting. So
but what was his content about? Just his life?
So his content was like very like, it was set up like the show Jackass.
Oh, okay.
So the only difference, so on Jackass, it's like they had like Steve-O, Bam Margera, Johnny Knoxville. But that's the thing is it's like Johnny Knoxville was a part of Jackass. Like Johnny Knoxville was basically the producer, but he was also he was doing stunts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like Jackass, but with Jackass, they have they have a medical team, they have release forms, they have waivers, they have things that are kind of regulating this and making it more of a professional situation. Yeah. Whereas in David Dobrik's blogs, he has his like high school friends, his buddies from Vernon Hills, that he basically like coded them with a character. So he basically like gave them the title of the character and then they kind of played up to it. So, but within this, they're all younger kids. But this kid is literally making millions and millions of dollars on this. But there is zero regulation. There's no accountability for really any of this. The people involved aren't signing waivers. They're not being paid. There's no safety staff.
That's crazy.
So what's
signing a waiver? You better be getting people to sign waivers.
Exactly. And like, so what's really been going on? So I think it was back in 2018. So David had this apartment that he rented and his friend Dirty Dom lived in it. So Dirty Dom's character was somebody who was more of like this like scumbag womanizer. Not that, but so Dirty Dom basically was like kind of the whore of the group, and like they would laugh about it because he would just kind of hook up with girls, and then he would do really gross things. Like he had a huge following on Instagram, and he would tell girls like, "Hey, I'll give you a shout out if you give me a blowjob, but I'm gonna delete it as soon as you're done." So basically, it's like shit like that. So
oh my god.
For one of the bits they were posting,
that's what I tell my husband too.
Do you? I'll give you a shout out. I'll give you a shout out on the Plastics Instagram with 197 followers.
I'll delete it. Don't worry.
Yeah. But so what had happened is there was this girl, they were looking for something to do, like content for the evening, and Dom posted on his Instagram like, "Hey, is anybody up for a fivesome?" So basically 5 people having sex. So this group of girls that were fans of David Dobrik, they answered this response and went over to their house. And in reality, the girls just wanted to meet David Dobrik. They didn't want to have a fivesome with Dom. They just wanted to meet David Dobrik. Well, in the actual clip of the vlog, which I have seen, and it's been deleted. It's since been deleted. But in the clip, he was saying, we should go get alcohol for these girls. So these girls are 20 years old. They're underage. But they were 18. And they cut the clip. And then where they came back up, they say, after much convincing by Dom, these girls basically were drunk. They went into this bedroom and had a threesome with Dom. And in the vlog, they were showing everybody kind of peeking into the room and looking at it. And afterwards, they cut to the end of this 4-minute vlog, and this girl literally could not stand up. Like, she had drank so much alcohol that this poor girl could not stand up. So then David gets a video, or like gets it on camera, like, hey, do you have consent to me posting this? And the girl, of course, says yes. But imagine being just somebody who is a fan and somebody who you really look up to bombards you with a camera. Like, there was no regulation. It was not professional in any way, shape, or form. Basically, they all bombard her with this camera, and they're like, do you want to have a threesome with Dom? You know? And of course, like, it's like, you know, she's underage. These people are older than her.
She probably thinks it's cool, too, in some sense at the beginning, to be there and be around this guy.
Exactly.
So.
And they want to look cool. And so afterwards, when she came to, she had a friend who was actually sober the entire night. Now, this friend did not have sex with Dirty Dom. She was just like the sober friend. She reminded this girl, her name was Hannah, that, you know, you had sex with Dirty Dom last night. And she's like, no, I didn't. And they're like, yes, you did. It is literally on the internet right now. So she had messaged David multiple times, asking him to take it down, and he never took it down until finally it was like after the fact that it was kind of like 2 and 2 was being put together, and that she was like, this is not okay. I've asked him multiple times to take it down. I'm getting known as the girl that had sex with Dirty Dom on camera. I want this taken down. And now, after multiple years, I mean, it's 2022. This happened in like 2018. This poor girl is coming forward, and she's like, this is not right. I was drunk. I was underage. It was an abuse of power, and it's not right. So right now, it's pretty.
That is so hard too, because social media can wreck you.
Mm-hmm.
It stays out there forever.
Mm-hmm. Which just goes to show you, kids, if you put it on the internet, it's up there forever.
Yeah, and you know what? You go through different stages in your life. You're a different person than you were 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. So to have something out there that you're not proud of from 10 years ago keep coming back and haunting you, I do kind of feel bad for her. That sucks.
It really does. But the good thing is I think it's Insider picked up the story.
Oh, good.
And did a whole interview on the girl. And basically, she was not taking sides. She was just stating facts. She was stating, like, this is what happened.
Make your own judgment. You know,
exactly.
Based on the facts.
And they said, this is what happened. And people are taking it as this girl is making an attack on people who are basically at fault. She's like, no, I'm stating the facts. I'm stating I'm basically writing the concrete evidence, everything that is on video that any one of us who is watching this right now or listening could go through and listen to this or see it. We can see with our own eyes. Because, again, once it's on the internet, it's never going away. So David Dobrik said that he had then separated himself from Dom because of COVID, but we all separated ourselves because of COVID.
Right.
So he said he stopped filming with him, but they were going to these, like, spreader parties in the beginning of COVID, and there are videos of David and Dom together partying. So obviously David did not separate himself from Dom. And so basically David kind of...
So is he trying to, like, save face right now? He's like, oh, I'm not, close to him anymore. That's what he's trying to do?
Yeah.
Put out there? Okay.
Yeah. So
he's like, oh, I'm getting millions from being, on social media.
Mm-hmm. And David
Don't wreck this.
Yeah. And David Dobrik, I mean, he can get away with whatever he wants because he had such a huge following on YouTube. It was basically like, he was like the golden child of YouTube. And YouTube, their rules are very weird. Like, you can kind of get away with a lot on YouTube. You can get away with a lot until you can't. So it's like, they'll give you strikes, but there are people who they have bigger followings that can kind of get away with more. So...
Because it all leads back to money. It leads back to money.
Exactly. And so now when David was... Now fast forward to the future, David's kind of wanting to film a redemption video. And he... they went out into Utah. They all traveled to Utah. And I'm just going to make a long story short. But what had happened was they took an excavator into a pond or water or whatever. And the water was only a foot deep. And David was swinging his friends around on this excavator, and he was filming it. So first of all, Dave, as somebody who is operating an excavator, you need to be like licensed and trained.
Yeah.
So David, obviously, I mean, I I doubt. I mean, I can't say that he is or he isn't, but from what I've heard, he is not trained or licensed on this excavator. So he was swinging his friend Jeff Wittick around on it. Well, first he was swinging his friend Corinna around, and she goes, David, you take it too far. That was way too fast, and you didn't stop when I told you to stop, and he kept going.
I would never let somebody be in control.
No. No.
I get nervous when I'm on, like, the riding the bull. I'm like, calm down over there with the little
joystick.
Yeah,
yes.
down there.
And so that he was swinging his friend Corinna around on this excavator. She said, David, you take it too far. So then their friend Jeff Wittick was on this excavator. David, again, starts swinging his friend Jeff around over 1 foot deep of water. And from what I've heard and researched is the excavator has an automatic shutoff. So it was going too fast. David was controlling this excavator with one hand, filming with the other. And the excavator was going too fast, had an automatic shutoff. Jeff swung around, slammed into the excavator, and basically he almost died. If he would have hit his face 3 millimeters away from where he hit it.
Is it worth it? Like, this is crazy.
But that's the thing I think in their head, it's this weird influencer culture where these people were literally willing to do anything for views, and they're willing to do anything for...
So dangerous.
It's so dangerous.
That's what they're saying, like, even on TikTok, all these little things that they come out with, and they're like, watch your kids, be careful, because, like, the Tide Pod thing, the whatever, it's, like, ridiculous, but they want views.
Which I actually, and this is a side note, do not compare millennials to Gen Z, because...
Do not.
Millennials eat ass and avocados. The Gen Zs are the one eating the Tide Pods, not us.
There's a difference. There is a difference.
Should I cut that?
There's a difference. You're not cutting that. You're not cutting that.
Even though I do love Gen Z, they are very aware, and they're very good at policing, and I will say I do love the majority of Gen Z because they are very much like woketh.
Well, listen. I'll eat some ass.
Okay, this is something I always tell people. It's something I always tell people. You can delete me on Instagram, delete me off of Facebook, take me off your HBO account, take me off your Netflix. You can take me off your Amazon account, but baby, you could never unlick my butt.
Oh! It's memorable. It's memorable.
Period.
It's one of those core memories you're stuck with.
Butt licking. So it goes, so back on track. Sorry.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I wanted to get over this as quick as I could. I feel so bad because I'm... So anyway, so pretty much what's happening right now is Casey Neistat, who is he's like the OG of like YouTube documentaries. He started filming David Dobrik, I think it was like 3 or 4 years ago. Like, he just wanted to get like the inside of what it's like, basically the inside, pull the curtain away of influencer culture and see what it's really like living as somebody who is like living your life, making money for views.
Okay,
and
that's interesting.
At the end of the day, what happened is he actually ended up filming David's demise. So now this documentary is coming out, and they filmed it at South by Southwest. It was actually previewed at South by Southwest, and I mean, you and I could watch it right now if we wanted to, but it's behind a $500 paywall, and BB, I'd rather go get my lips done. So
okay, that is actually very interesting. I would like to watch that.
I would too. And if anybody, I think that it's
eye-opening, right? Because
it really is.
We're moms, we have young kids, just to see our lives it's so different now, raising kids this day and age. Like, we didn't have all this social media and all this growing up, and it seems like all these young kids want to grow up to be these content creators, make money off of showing their lives or doing the next big thing or crazy thing for views. So to see kind of the behind the scenes and what can happen to somebody.
Exactly.
That's interesting.
Exactly. And I guess within my statement of like the Gen Z thing, it's like what makes me happy is it's like these influencers still kind of doing it now. But what I do love about the majority of Gen Zers is they really are very policing of this kind of behavior. Like all these new TikTokers, like I know that I can't remember who it was, but there's one person who's actually in jail right now because he was hooking up with a fan who was underage, and he is of age. And that's something...
They get into some sort of power with this.
It's an abuse of power.
It's an abuse of power, and they think they can do whatever they want. And they love it, and they're not... It's mental, like, it's not right.
No. And I just think it's really interesting. I'm excited to see... So what I was hearing is So because it's under this $500 paywall, eventually someone's going to pick this up. So it's going to be like Netflix or Hulu or whatever.
And you said it first.
Yup. And so I'm actually very curious to hear how this like plays out. And I'd love to watch the documentary because I hate to say this, I was a David Dobrik fan. I was. But now it's like, I just remember watching his vlogs and thinking like, it just like feels icky watching it because I'm like just watching the way they treat women and the way they treat each other, and like a lot of it is kind of some of it is very misogynistic in the way that they speak, and I just remember,
and then they have all this power.
Yeah.
But remember, one day it's all gonna fall.
Exactly.
Like, you have no morals, no respect. One day it's gonna come to a head.
Exactly. It's like, you can't build your house on sand because, honey, if you're going to do that, you better pray to God there isn't an earthquake because you will fall. You will fall.
And there will be.
And things like that, like building your house upon sand is what I'm saying is like sexual assault things, swinging your friend around on an excavator, like hooking up with, And then James Charles with the whole thing with him, how he was like going after underage people, and he's lost his platform. So all these YouTubers that were once big YouTubers and all these influencers that were once really, really influential people that we all kind of looked at as like, oh my gosh, you know so much about makeup. Oh my gosh, you know so much, you're so entertaining. Once you pull back that curtain, it's just dirty dealings.
Dang.
Yes, girl.
They need to step aside because the real dealings are right here. Okay.
Yup. Yup.
Okay, so also we wanted to talk a little about the whole Kanye thing. Are y'all following it?
Okay, so you are definitely more of the Kanye. You're the one that I'm like, because you bring it up and then I'm like, text, like,
I'm just in shock. I mean, everyone's heard that him and Kim have split, and it's just not going well. It's going worse by the day. I heard that he just got kicked off of Instagram, or he's not kicked off, he's like in a timeout right now. They're investigating him, and there's been some big names coming out and saying, this is why women are scared to leave marriages or their relationships, because he's become so abusive and mentally. So I'm still following along on it. It's just scary to watch, though. At first, I didn't feel so bad for her, but now I'm kind of feeling like that part sucks. But then she comes out and says, I mean, it's just a roller coaster ride.
What did Kim say? That literally just...
People just don't want to work.
Get off your
ass
and work.
And get to work, okay? It's not like I had a sex tape and just, like, got famous, or I had lived in maybe a tiny mansion.
Or had a head start in life because your dad was literally Robert Kardashian, who defended O.J. Simpson.
Stepdad was Olympian.
Yes.
I don't know. They could have had contacts, maybe. It could have... her sister, we were talking about this earlier, too, Kendall, comes out and is just like, I'm going to be a model. And then her mommy's like, okay, supermodel.
She's a model. And
that doesn't happen for real people.
Exactly. And I'm not saying that, like, and I know what you're saying, too, because it's like, it's not that Kendall doesn't work hard, because I think as a model, they do work very, very hard. But I also feel that the women...
getting started part.
Yes, that's the hardest part. Like, living in... I've heard about, like, model apartments where these poor girls are literally living in apartments with, like, 10 other people.
Yes.
Because they're dedicating everything. Yep.
To live their passion and their life and what they want to do and following their dreams. And they don't know that part, and that angers so many people. Yes. That's why people are so angry right now. We're like, we don't doubt that she probably wakes up at 5 a.m, and works out and then goes to work and does all the millions of things. But she also is a chef. She has a private, trainer. She has all the extra things, nannies, that normal people don't have. No. So it's caused this big uproar, and I'm part of that. I feel like that angers me too.
You're living for it. Because I look at it like, it's also too, where it's like as a normal, like us as moms, it's like we want careers, we want kids, we want all these things. But also too, it's that juggle where you have to sacrifice some things that you can't do at all, because realistically, I can't have 4 nannies.
No.
I cannot have 4 nannies because I can't, because if you're going to take care of my kid, I want to take care of you the best I can. But if I can't do that fiscally, I just can't do it,
Exactly.
you know?
And then there's so many people that work, you know, I grew up with my mom working 2 and 3 jobs and barely making ends meet.
Yeah.
Working her ass off, barely sleeping, and still barely making ends meet. So I'm like, what are you talking about? There are so many people busting their asses every day, working multiple jobs, and not living their dreams.
Exactly.
Not even close to living their dreams, just trying to survive. So that missed the mark, I think. She
Absolutely. And how many moms do we know that they're the ones who they're sacrificing so much? I can guarantee you the majority of moms out there are sacrificing so much because they want to give their kids the life that they didn't have.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, they're falling into bed because they're exhausted, because they want to make sure that their kids have clean clothes the next day, that their kids like have a roof over their head that night, that their kids are tucked in, they're not scared. And on top of that, trying our best to take care of ourselves. And it's like, you can't take care of another person without caring for yourself. But sometimes like your own health and mental health has to go to the wayside, because having small children, you have to care for them.
That speaks so much to me right now. Like, that's what I feel like the last 10 years have been for me, is living for my kids, breaking cycles, you know, family trauma, and trying to give them the best life possible. But yeah, there was no balance for me because I didn't have all this extra help, you know? And so now I'm trying to do things that make me feel good too, and I want to have a career and I want to have things, but we have to rely on our friends and family. Yeah. To help us, like with this podcast, and get the word out there and support us and support our dreams. They have
nannies. I mean, Samantha, remember when I had to go to Cancun and I was like, I was literally up shit creek and I was like, what am I going to do? I have nobody to watch my son and I'm leaving this country because I think everybody had something going on. Yes. And I literally had to call you. I'm like, Samantha, I'm so sorry to do this. Could you take Aiden? I'm so sorry. I feel horrible. You went, got him from school. You had like all of daycare going. Your car was just loaded down with the kids. And I was just...
But I believe in that. Like, it takes a village.
It does take a village. And it makes me so sad because back in the day, like, back in the day, there were villages. Like, people would care. Like, the neighbors would watch other people's kids. And then you would watch your neighbor's kids and vice versa and make sure that they're okay. But now I feel we're also shut off.
Yes.
That...
It's hard to find. It's hard to find good friends.
It really is.
It is. It's hard to find people that care and, like, will help you. Not just say it, but do it.
Yeah.
You know?
And, like...
And not judge you.
Yes.
That's one of the biggest things I found lately. I mean, throughout being this whole mom experience, since I've been a mom, is the amount of judgment. Even from family members. It's like, you're not doing it the right way. You need to do it this way. You know, I did it this way, or whatever. And you're constantly judged.
Yes. And
you're just trying your best.
As parents, like, we should all be on the same team with each other. Like, as people who are so judgmental, judging you for how you're parenting and how you're living and trying to survive, it's like we should be on each other's team. If you see someone who's literally on the verge of a mental breakdown, ask, what can I do? Show, like, I mean, I was going to say, you can't really just show up at someone's house with a meal because there's always something going on and kids have peanut allergies or egg allergies and shit. But, you know, it's like you can't do that. But, I mean...
Reach out.
Exactly. Or bring your friend a Starbucks gift card, like something. Like...
You never know how much that could mean to somebody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And even just a text that it's like, hey, I hope you're okay.
It's always just been judgment from the very beginning. It's like formula versus the breast.
Oh, my God. I hated that.
Co-sleeping, not co-sleeping. Like, every little thing is always, you're always judged. And I hate that. Can we all get to a place where we just stop and be there for them?
Exactly.
Show up?
Exactly.
You know? And I saw a TikTok, too, recently where the person was like, my mother-in-law... it was like the mother-in-law, like, had made a TikTok or a video or something, like, that she just respects the rules of her son or daughter, whoever it was, you know, and she's like, I raised my kids, but it's a different time now. So I'm going to respect these rules. And it was this big controversy. Like, they were like, you don't need to listen to their rules of watching their kid. Like, that's crazy. You raised a kid, so what does it matter? And she came back and she was like, no, like, this is their time to be parents. You know, I want to respect what they want to do and their wishes. If they say, if they're really strict and they say, you know, they need to go down for exactly 2 hours, or you need to rock them, or you don't need to rock them, or you need to give them formula, or you need whatever. She's like, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to support them. And I'm like, you know what? That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And friends should be that way too. Not just like, oh, well, I did it this way, so you should do it this way, or whatever. Just be supportive.
Exactly. And and I want to always help my friends with babies, my friends with kids, like all of that. But if someone, like, for example, like, I have no real problem with sugar. Like, I don't care if my kid eats a lot of sugar. Now I do care if he eats too much sugar and he starts puking everywhere, because your girl got issues with that.
Yeah.
But on a side note, some people are really like, no, I want to limit my kid's sugar intake.
Yes.
So and because I don't limit my kid's sugar intake, because I don't think it's that big of a deal, I think it's good to have, like, balance. But if my kid and their kid are hanging out together, they both want a candy bar, and their mom says no, I'm not going to give my kid a candy bar.
Right.
And just be like, wow, it's
too
not
bad
that
your
big of a
mom
deal.
doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah, because
exactly.
in reality, it is a big deal. It's all about, again, not judging. It's kind of like conforming to, like, the situation.
Being supportive.
And being supportive. Yeah. Because, I mean, if parenting was easy, there would be a literal parenting handbook that says, like, this. But because all kids are different, all parents are different.
Yes. And your environment might be different.
Exactly.
Your situation might be different. You might be a single mom. You might be a single dad. You know, you might be struggling with your marriage. You might, it's all different. Mm-hmm. Somebody might work out of town constantly. Somebody might be working together constantly. You know, you never really know. So, I believe in, like, giving some grace, not judging, and just being there for your friends.
Exactly. And especially moms. Like, I think that, and because we do, I hate to say this, but we do take on the majority of the load of everything. I mean, we have the kids. Once those kids are out of us, it's basically like we're the equivalent of being in a car accident, caring for another person who's been in a car accident. And it's this thing where, I'm trying to keep my kid fed and keep their diapers changed and keep them from crying and trying to figure out this kid's thing. I'm not going to be able to mop the floors.
Yeah.
Like, if you show up at my house and I have a newborn and there's shit all over the place and I don't know what to tell you, because I'm literally living on 2 hours of sleep and trying to keep this person alive. Yes. Because being a mom is a job that if you have a regular job and you fail, you get fired. Life goes on. If you're a mother and you fail, you go to jail. Period.
Yes.
You know? So I don't know. I mean,
yeah, it just makes me kind of sad, because I feel like we live in this world of you need to be perfect all the time. Mm-hmm. All the time, or you're going to be judged for it. Exactly. Or there's going to be a comment made, or a passive-aggressive comment over here. Mm-hmm. And then it really hurts when it's from a family member or somebody you think is a friend. And you're like, I'm doing the best I can.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and that was something that I kind of experienced, I feel like, when my kid was in baseball last year. Like, my son, I didn't realize was, like, one of the youngest kids on the team. So he would act out. Like, he was young, you know? He was, like, freshly 4. He basically was 3, freshly 4. And these kids were older. And my son would be out throwing dirt, acting a fool, like 4-year-olds do.
Yes.
And these moms are like, ugh. And I'd, like, talk to them. And they would, like, just walk away from me. And I'm like, okay, that's cool.
And then it make you feel so lonely.
Mm-hmm. But then again, I was also kind of like, you know what? My life is... I'm actually a pretty cool person.
Yeah.
And if they don't want to hang out with me, it's their loss, because I'm kind of awesome and my kid's incredibly awesome. So I'm going to surround myself with other awesome people who have awesome kids.
Exactly. You just got to find your
tribe. Which is why we're friends.
That's right.
Because you are incredibly awesome. You have awesome kids. I'll tell you that.
It's so nice when you do. I remember being a new mom and not having those friends and feeling really lonely, because I was, I had my kids fairly young. And my friends weren't having kids yet, so I felt really lonely. And it wasn't until I found a tribe of women that had kids that I started feeling more comfortable and honestly happier.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't so lonely.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, this is normal. Okay. Oh, this is okay. But you just got to find that right tribe.
Yes.
Because like you said, you can walk into some other group of women and be like, nope. Mm-mm.
Oh, yeah.
Nah. Not my people.
No. I'd be like, you can back over me in your SUV, Linda. Like, kill me now, lady. No. And I was going to say something really hateful. I'm not going to say it because I am... Oh.
I want to go to Universal.
Universal Studios?
Yeah.
With Harry Potter?
Yeah.
And then?
With you. And do our podcast there.
Should we?
In the castle.
You guys went to a Universal, right?
I love Universal.
And then?
Like, I would go there every year if I could. Yes. Because I feel like Disney is amazing. It's amazing. I don't understand the whole Disney adult thing particularly, but I do think has a great following, and it's clean, and there's so much magic there. But Universal is just so cool too. I love Universal. I love it. But I'm a thrill rider. I like to get those big roller coasters.
You want to die?
Yeah, basically.
Oh my God! One time I was at Cedar Point, and they had this new roller coaster. I forget what it was called, but I just remember blacking out, my body going limp, like swinging around. Oh my God! I'm of grown age too.
Oh, that is embarrassing.
I was like 23 or 24.
Have you been to Universal? You are a Harry Potter fan.
No.
You haven't?
No.
Universal.
I begged my mom to take me to Universal when I was 23 years old.
I cannot believe you have not been. It is so much magic.
I would literally, I'm not kidding, I would like short circuit at a Harry Potter. That's all I want to do is the Wizarding World of Harry Potter.
You would love it.
Even though I do know J.K. Rowling is kind of like, but you know,
yeah,
it is what it is. I will say though,
I'm already caught up in the magic. Too bad, too late.
Are you a Disney adult?
Not really, but I do like it. I'm not, but I'm not really. Like I wouldn't go without my kids. But there are a lot of people. I have people in my family that go without their kids.
Really?
Yes.
Do you know what Disney bounding is?
No.
Okay, so there's this rule in the Universal Studio. You're not allowed to dress up as a character. So it's like you can't dress up as like Rapunzel. Say like your favorite character is Rapunzel.
Okay.
So you can't wear the exact outfit like verbatim, but you can dress like her. So like you can't put on a wig with like the hair down to your feet.
At Disney?
Mm-hmm. Oh, so it's called Disney bounding, where it's like you dress like the character, but not dress up as a character.
That is so interesting.
Yeah.
We went during Halloween and there were, maybe they let that day go because there was a lot of characters.
We should go in Disney bound as Tweedledee and Tweedledum, and then, but we should make it like fratty style with like cutoffs and like backwards hats and like be like the Tweedle frats, whatever.
Oh, we should.
The Tweedle frat stars.
Listen, when we blow up and they are sending us to Disney,
I would love that.
I'll be a Disney adult right then and there.
Yes.
And Universal, come on. We are willing to travel with this podcast, okay? Mm-hmm. We're willing for the right price.
Uh-huh.
Okay?
But I would love to go Disney bounding. I think that sounds so fun, putting together a costume.
That would be fun.
I'm all for costumes.
Yes.
Okay, so I know that we should probably wrap up, but really quick, let's just talk about St. Patrick's Day. Really quick, because we didn't talk about that. We're wearing all this green and shit, and we gotta talk about it.
Good.
So, what did you have anything to add in for St. Patty's Day?
I did do my DNA test, and there's a good part of me that's Irish. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much?
Not Irish.
Nah, it's like sister that is German. Sure. Nah, it's a Deutschland. So, you're Irish?
I have it was like 34%. That's like a lot. 34%.
Irish?
Yeah,
that's a good bit.
Yeah.
So, actually,
but I've never been to Ireland, and I do want to do that.
I would love to go to Ireland. I would love to do that. But, my passport's about to expire, so I'm not trying to get over there and then not be able to get back.
Listen, we are a traveling podcast. Get that shit together now.
I know. I need to get a new one. But, so last night, because I know you were talking about, like, Irish words, and I was like, oh, shit, yes. Samantha's going to be so prepared, and I'm, like, not. So,
I'm going to post a couple clips, too.
Mm-hmm. Of you doing it on the Instagram?
Not me doing it, but of what I found that I thought was super cute.
Okay. The Irish words.
Mm-hmm.
So I was wondering, where did St. Patrick's Day come from? Like, what is the actual history of this? Because, from my understanding, you wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning and you just start drinking. And you just get belligerently drunk and start sending you up texts by 11:30. Yeah.
Those are my people.
But you start sending people you up?
You up?
At 11 a.m. And normal functioning members of society are at their day jobs ticky-tacking answering emails, but you're blacked out.
Right. It should be on the weekend.
But
tonight is probably gonna get wild.
You think?
Yeah, I bet back in our heyday we would be out with them too.
I know, drinking green beer. I just remember
Thursday's good day.
I know. And the worst part is I remember working back in Ohio at a salon. Usually it's the weather would kind of break on St. Patrick's Day, so it's like the one day it would be nice out. Everybody would be out drinking. Everybody would be
It's so nice today too.
It's beautiful.
It's weird you just said that.
And like everybody was like freaking. None of our clients would come in because our clients were all out drinking. We wanted to be out drinking, so we're like standing there like, can I go? Can I go? Can I go? And my old bosses would be like, no, stay here. You know. But I just remember like basically wasting my youth, sitting there like staring out the window while I'm getting like, you know, Snapchats and videos of my friends just blacking out on college campuses.
So what's the actual history?
So the actual history is, which ironically, it's a religious holiday. St. Patrick's Day is actually a religious holiday. So during Lent, which is like Lent's going on right now, and I don't think a lot of people know this. Okay, so Mardi Gras kind of kicks off Lent, right?
Yes.
So Mardi Gras is actually French for Fat Tuesday. So it's the day that you're supposed to like overindulge before
you give up.
Ash Wednesday.
Yes.
Now this is all like Catholic tradition, like Catholic Christian tradition. And so you have Mardi Gras, and then you have Ash Wednesday, and then you start Lent. So traditionally within Catholics and Christians, they a long time ago would give up eating meat during Lent. Well, March 17th is the day that basically all those rules were waived and you could eat meat again. So Irish
for the day.
Just for the day, yeah. So Irish Catholics, what they did in the past would celebrate St. Patrick by eating the traditional meal of Irish bacon and cabbage. And then they'd go dance in the streets. Well, then it's somehow been diluted by us American folk. And everybody is Irish today, I guess. But then you just wake up at 6 a.m. Start doing keg stands.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's keep it going.
Yeah. Do you have any good St. Patrick's Day stories?
I don't really.
Really?
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I would go out and we'd do the beer drinking thing, but it was, nothing like super memorable.
Girl, I was at my sister's college campus one year, and some kid jumped off the roof. It was like, it was some
beer.
shit.
Too much green beer.
It was, I don't know what the heck I was
Spiked
thinking.
green beer.
I don't know, man. It's like, I don't need
to go that far. You know, I don't need to go that far.
We definitely went that far.
Go that far.
We definitely went that far. And this was even funnier. So I came home, I had my little afternoon nap because, I got hammered by 11 a.m. Fell asleep for a couple hours, and I woke up, and my sister's like, get up, we're going back out. So I'm like, all right. So I go over to this frat house or whatever. No, it wasn't a frat house. It was just some kid's house. And he offers me drugs. And I was like, he's like, hey, Nippy, you want to do some drugs? And I was like, yeah.
Free? Okay.
And my sister's like, it's like this situation where I'm standing there just stupid. And I'm like, yeah, I want to do drugs. And my sister's like, she doesn't want to do drugs. Pulls me out of the room. And she goes, listen, Nippy, I know that if you were to ever do those drugs, you would cry about it all night, all day the next day.
And I can't hear that.
Because you'd feel bad. And she's like, I don't want to listen to that shit. You're not doing drugs. And I was like, I mean, I've never done drugs. I've never done them.
Yeah, me neither.
And I don't do them. But I don't know what I was thinking in my head. I think it was just like the state of mind I was in, just stupid. But I was like, this is what DARE was preparing me for in 5th grade.
Time. And you finally get tested, fail.
Yeah, because in DARE, do you remember in 5th grade,
Yes.
DARE, they promised you all kinds of, free drugs. And where are they?
Yeah,
where are they?
I don't see people just coming up to us asking,
yeah.
Do you want to do drugs?
Nobody wants to just give away their, no. Except that time on St. Patrick's Day, and I said, Carpe the diem. And my sister said, no.
I mean, DARE and the stop, drop, and roll. Like, I'm not doing that. I feel like I would have stopped, dropped, and rolled a lot more in my life with how they prepared me.
Exactly.
I'm
ready to stop, drop, and roll. And I'm ready to DARE or whatever.
Yeah.
When was the last time you stopped, drop, and roll?
Never.
Me neither. Me neither. I remember I used to watch like Kids Safety Quiz, and this girl stuck a knife in the toaster because she was making cinnamon toast. Dumb. And she got electrocuted. I'm sorry, sis, you were playing a 12-year-old and you were probably like 25.
Oh, no.
Use your brain. And I just remember her like sticking it. Oh, no, it was a fork.
Is it for the views?
No, this was like a VHS tape from back in the day. Sis, she was like, I want Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And she like, it was toasting her toast and like stuck a fork in the toaster and she's like, bleh, and electrocuted herself.
Let's raise our kids better, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Spray's better.
Exactly. I'm not going to teach my kid to stop, drop, and roll because I will.
It's rare. It's rare that it would happen.
Exactly.
Jump out a window.
Yep.
With the rifle and then the underwear. Get out.
Yep.
You know that. Yes.
Yep. I got to prepare my kid for real life issues. Real life issues.
Looking through the laundry basket.
Exactly. It's like, when was the last time I ever had to stop, drop, and roll? But let me tell you, I did have to do the Heimlich once at work. I am CPR certified.
Thank God.
And you know what? This is what I think is so weird. Getting CPR certified is probably one of the weirdest things ever because, like, let me tell you. So when you're working on your certification, they basically the number one rule is you have to get consent from the person choking.
No way, really?
Yes, it is the weirdest thing. Like, so I did it online and then I did it in person. And
I did it, but years ago, so I don't really remember.
To get your certification?
Yeah.
So, like, my boss was choking, and we were all laughing about it. I was like, guys, I'm CPR certified by the Red Cross and the American Heart Association, because I am. And then I walk up to him, and I said, sir, can I have your consent to touch you? And he's like, eh! And I was like, guys, because step 1, get consent to touch them. Step 2, ask
call
the people
911,
around.
right? Tell somebody to call 911.
Oh, that's the first thing. Oh, yep. Mm-hmm. Whoops. And so he was like, ah! And I was like,
was he really choking?
no, I think he was messing with me. He's still alive today, so he's fine. But
so I have fear.
I was like, and I was like, step 2, assess the situation. What happened? And they're like, well, he's choking. Oh, and then I was like, call 911, sir. I'm gonna give you the Heimlich right now. And he's like, you know, it's like, get behind him. And I was like, and this is where you thrust in and up. And like, he was like, and I was like, I'm not gonna give you like the actual Heimlich because I'm not trying to break your ribs because that could happen.
That can happen.
So
break all my ribs to save me though.
Exactly.
Do it.
But then like people were, I was like literally, I was being funny, like talking, but I was going through the steps of CPR.
Yes.
And people were laughing, and I'm like,
but you're probably educating them at the same time.
That's true.
You know?
Have you seen
spreading so much goodness out there?
It's true. Have you ever seen a baby have CPR or Heimlich?
God, terrifying. Terrifying.
Yeah. You literally have to like
beat them.
Yeah, you yeet them over and and then you flick them on their side and look for the blockage and you flick it out of their mouth. I'm sorry.
Let's hope we never have to do this.
When my son was a baby, I would just treat him like a dog, like get over here. You stick your finger. Ugh.
That was the worst. I think I went through the worst. That was horrible. The stages when they like pick things up and just put it in their mouth, just constantly. I'm like, stop chasing them around.
I had a fear my son was going to eat a battery.
Same, me too.
They prepare you for that. They don't teach you. They don't teach you about like random things.
Those little circle batteries.
Yup. Yup. They give you like.
Hopefully, we're helping somebody out there right now.
Yeah. If you're pregnant and listening to this, take a parenting class.
Yes.
I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what I was doing.
No.
I was like ready. I remember leaving the hospital like, is CPS gonna come get me?
That's the scariest moment with your first kid.
Yep. Coming home.
You're like, okay, hold on, what? Like, you want me to take it home, but like, are you gonna help me or watch me or like, what?
And they're like, no.
Like, get out here. Get out.
Exactly.
Like, give us $100,000. Bye.
Exactly. You got to make payments up to the time you have your kid. You yeet that kid out, and baby, guess what? You're making payments afterwards.
Yes, you are.
American healthcare. American healthcare. But that's a topic that I'm not going to get into right now because
it could go on
forever.
We both are not. Yeah, we have discussed this a little bit.
Yeah.
Not happy.
On a rampage. But yeah, I mean, you just got to flip those kids around.
Get it out. Whatever you got to do.
Mm-hmm. Same with like the chest compressions.
Same with me.
Like if you start choking.
Yes. Break me. I don't care, but just get me back to life.
See, I could see myself, like, choking. Like, have you seen The Wolf of Wall Street when Jonah Hill's character is, like, yamming on about something? They took a bunch of Quaaludes, and he's like, blah, 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 he picks up a piece of ham and eats it, and he's like, ugh, and he's, like, choking. And so, like, Margot Robbie's like, Jordan, he's a father! He's a father! And he's like, you know, because he's on, like, Quaaludes or whatever. And he's like, and he, like, gets him, and he's like, move, 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 and he's like, the ham comes out of his mouth.
Gosh.
Girl, it is one of the... Wolf of Wall Street is iconic.
I need to watch it.
It is. It is iconic because there is so much in that movie that you're just kind of like, what the fuck? But it's... And to this day, Jordan Belfort is an inspirational speaker.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it.
That fool can sell raid to a bug and salt to a slug.
Oh.
Period.
It's on my list.
The Wolf of Wall Street?
That and the show I need to watch 2 seasons of.
Euphoria?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I know. I was playing the audio for Samantha today that was like, you're confused. I'm fucking confused. And he's like,
I'm catching up, guys. I'm going to watch it.
I didn't know she was 17. You had sex with Jewel? Who's Jewel?
So happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
We hope you enjoyed our 3rd podcast.
Yes. And have a safe St. Patrick's Day. Don't drink too much green beer.
Yes.
Period.
Period.
Okay, bye!
Bye.